So hey hustlers, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, I'm so grateful that you're back. And if you are new, my name is Kanaya. I go by Her the Hustle on my social media platforms. I have my social media handles down below in the description. I have a Startup a Hair Business course. It's over 45 pages, teaches you how to do pre-orders, wholesale. I sell my virgin hair vendor that I started my hair business with, as well as my raw hair vendor. I can design your packaging for you, wax sticks, where to get like custom brushes, where to get hot combs, where to get custom elastic bands, anything like that for your hair brand. All of those resources are on herwigacademy.com, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you subscribe as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So I have some notes here just so I can stay organized because I tend to get off track. I just have like my little notes. And the first thing that I want to start off with is, what is raw hair? Raw hair is hair that is unprocessed. It should be coming from one donor, and it's hair that can last like up to 2, 3, 4 years. Hair that you should be able to use over and over for multiple installs. It is essentially an investment. Raw hair is your Chanel, your Fendi of hair extensions compared to Chinese virgin hair. So completely unprocessed hair that comes from one donor. So when you're reaching out to raw hair vendors, or if you're looking to buy raw hair retail, what you should be looking for is dialogue from the business stating that the hair is a single donor hair. If you ask your vendor or a hair company if their hair has one donor and they get to saying like, oh no, sometimes there's 2, 3 donors, or it's not exactly one donor hair, then my love, it's not raw hair. What origins of raw hair are out there? So you have like raw Indian hair, you have raw Vietnamese hair. I've also seen Southeast Asian hair. There's multiple different type of raw hair out there, and you may not even know this, but China also has raw hair, like Chinese raw hair. So that is like a higher grade of hair that your vendor may sell. If you already have like a virgin hair vendor, ask them if they have raw Chinese hair. My vendor list, I sell, like I said, a virgin hair vendor that I started my hair business with during the pandemic, as well as a raw hair vendor. And my virgin hair vendor did let me know that she actually has raw Chinese hair. I don't know why she didn't put me onto that when I was actively like making and selling wigs, but now that I have a vendor list, she knows about the vendor list, she knows that I mentor others to start their own hair business. She did like tell me to let you guys know that they do also have raw Chinese hair as well. What is my favorite origin? My favorite origin for raw hair is actually raw Vietnamese hair. So my raw hair vendor in my vendor list is actually a Vietnamese hair vendor. So kind of like, I don't know if that would be racist to say, but they're kind of like cousins, okay? They're cousins, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love raw Vietnamese hair. Her hair is very silky, it's very shiny, it has a very high gloss to it. Not everyone likes that. You have to know what type of hair that you like for yourself, or if you're wanting to sell hair, like you have to know what kind of demographic or what type of girl or client you're going for. Are you going for the sew-in girlies? Are you going for the wig girlies? Tape-ins are becoming really popular. What are you going for? I feel like raw Vietnamese hair is really good for wigs because it has a really high shine, high luster, and your clients don't have to worry about their hair blending in or not, because like most of their hair is probably underneath a closure or a frontal. And if you are looking more so to cater to like, let's say tape-ins or sew-ins, I know that like raw Indian hair is more popular because it has a lower luster, and for like African American women, our hair tends to have like more of a low luster, so it's going to look more natural for them to have something that kind of mimics our hair when it's pressed out. So you have to kind of keep that in mind. Just because raw Vietnamese is something that I like, it may not cater to like who you're trying to cater to as far as your clientele or who you want to sell hair to. So you have to keep that in mind. Raw Vietnamese hair is going to be very shiny, very silky, and then like raw Indian is going to be more on the low luster end, but still very high quality hair. When it comes to raw Vietnamese hair, they have 3 different grades, and that is single drawn, double drawn, and super double drawn. So basically what this means is Don't quote me exactly on my percentages. They may not be exact, but you can ask your vendor directly. But essentially, single drawn hair is typically like, let's say if you order from a virgin hair vendor some hair, more than likely the hair is single drawn. I really only see like raw Vietnamese vendors really using this terminology, but I'm sure like if you really get into it with other vendors, they will grasp what you're talking about. But if you like reach out to a vendor that is in China and you're asking for super double drawn and things like that, they may tell you that they don't do that because most China vendors do single drawn hair. Single drawn basically means, let's say this is like 22-inch hair. Only 40 to 50% of a single drawn bundle is actually going to be 22 inches. The rest is whatever hair that they could gather, like 16 inches, 18 inches, like relatively close in that length, but it's not all 22 inches. So that's why when you see like cheaper hair or just like virgin hair vendors, like very cheap flip and go hair companies, when you see your bundle and it has a lot of flyaways or there's like a lot of pieces that are just kind of like flying out and staticky, that's because that's all those other lengths that they use as fillers to your bundle, and that's why you deal with a lot of tangling and things like that, because there's all these different lengths in there going on when really you're supposed to have a 22-inch. And that also goes into why some of those bundles are not as full from top to bottom, because it's not all truly a 22-inch. So imagine purchasing a 22-inch and only 40 to 50% of each bundle is actually a true 22-inch, like, girl. So double drawn is more so like, let's say 60 to 70% of the hair is all one length, and like the price gets steep as you go from single, double to super double drawn. Now that I know about this, like, and I've been like really investing in my knowledge of raw hair, I don't like single drawn. But I would say that double drawn is okay. Like, you definitely could tell a drastic difference. I can definitely appreciate to have 70% of my length be true to length. It looks a lot more smoother, and that's when you see like that sleek, like one length Kim K look, and it just like, it's just very sleek, very just like full looking, like no layers or anything, just keep it like bone straight. Like, you can still get that look with double drawn, so you're getting more so like 60 to 70% of the same length. And then super double drawn is gonna be the most expensive bundle when it comes to raw hair, and that is when basically like more so 80 to 90%. It may not, it's probably never gonna perfectly be all the same length, but you're getting more so like 80 to 90% of your bundle is truly a 22-inch. So that bundle is gonna be very sleek. Like, the fullest bundle from top to bottom is gonna be the most expensive. It's gonna have the less tangles, less hassle, and just more of a premium bundle. So like I said, I get away, because sometimes like that price be making a difference for me. I can get away with double drawn, but if, you know, if I'm feeling really fancy, you know what I'm saying, if I really want to spend that check, then I'll get super double drawn as well. Sorry, Rant is doing a couple days over here sending me notifications, child, please. Anyway, so like, it's the 27th. Please don't hit my phone up talking about no rant. Like, I'm trying to do a YouTube video. Like, anyhow, so I wanted to get into it with you guys on how to know that raw hair is actually real. So I'm going to be doing like a raw hair test with you, raw hair bundles, just to make sure that it hasn't gone through any type of processing, doesn't have any type of hair dyes on it or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that clip right now. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to test out this bundle from, I might actually tell you guys about this vendor very soon, but I was scammed out of $2,000 by a vendor that claimed to sell raw hair, and this hair is absolutely terrible. The worst hair I'd ever received, and I was never able to sell the hair, so this is just like a leftover bundle. And of course, this is hair that I know for a fact has gone through processing and just all of that because of the quality. How to test if your raw hair is truly raw: by doing a clarifying shampoo bath. So first, I'm going to use sample A, which is a vendor that did not pass the list, would never be in my vendors list. just to show you, you know, two opposites. And so that's sample A. Then we have here sample B, which is my raw hair. This is straight, it's not bone straight, it is just natural straight. Look at that luster. Ooh. My bender that I do sell in my bender list, the details on that will be down below in the description. And so we're hoping that, we're not hoping, I know better, but I want to show you guys, right, that this I will prove is real raw hair. You see that luster? Oh my gosh, okay. This is the shampoo. I just went and ran to CVS and just got this cheap shampoo. This is like $2-3 at CVS or Walgreens. As you know, when you're washing out a relaxer, your mom, or you know, you've done it as an adult yourself, whatever the case may be, you have to keep washing your hair out with a clarifying shampoo until it's no longer pink and the suds have turned white. So basically, essentially with this, using this clarifying shampoo, when they process hair, if they put any type of chemicals or anything on it to get this beautiful little bouncy wave that I thought was gonna be so cute for my brand once upon a time. Look at that little, I think they called it ocean waves. So pretty, right? So if they used just like rods and processed it that way, like you wash this and then it just rinses out straight, that's one thing. But if they use chemicals with the rods to keep this in like this pattern in the bundle, then the soap suds should turn pink. If they remain white and the water remains clear, then they did not use chemicals to get this texture. It doesn't have to be a lot of water, just enough water so that I can show you the sample. We're just doing one bundle at a time. All right, so to my surprise, as you can see, the water or the suds are actually white. They are not pink. So I do not see any signs of chemicals placed on this hair. But as you can see, they use some form of steam processing to create that wave, but most of that texture that they added has left. So if this was a texture I genuinely wanted to sell to my customers, a customer may not be 100% satisfied because this is one of those steam process textures. As soon as the customer washes their hair, it went right back to almost trying to convert to straight. I mean, it has a nice little wave to it, a natural wave to it, but you see that it was advertised as this really tight ocean wave. And I don't know, as it sits there, I see the wave coming in. Okay. I do want to show you, this is what I mean by the quality of the hair. I don't know if you can see, but it already just has like these kinks. This hair was very prone to tangling, and as I wash it with this clarifying shampoo, you can kind of see that already. And that was the biggest issue that I have, is the hair would just do this, create all these kinks on it just quite naturally, even wearing the hair. Derived from like raw hair essentially, but I don't believe that it is a one donor vendor. I do believe that they have multiple sources of hair within this bundle because it's very prone to tangling, and it may not also be like aligned as far as the cuticles, so that's why it's super prone to tangles. So you hear that? Like, it was real pretty, right? But then look as I go through it, and this is a vendor that is not in my vendor list. I don't like this vendor. But watch this, y'all. I'm just running my fingers through. Look at this. Hate this vendor, okay? First time washing it, look how dirty that hair is. Ugh. Oh my gosh, it's so murky. It looked like swamp water. It's brown. So it's a little bit deceiving as far as how the bundle looks when the customer would have first received it, and I never sold this hair to a customer anyways. So that was number one, but no chemicals, just don't believe that it's single donor. With our second sample, this is the vendor that is actually sold in my raw hair list and the hair that I actually sell currently. Water, we have nice clean water again. Got rid of the swamp water. Definitely gonna have to bleach my sink out after pouring that water out in my sink. Okay, because what the f is going on? Anyway, so this hair is a little bit longer, so bear with me. Just actually move the water for a little bit. I'm getting white suds. I'm not getting pink suds. This is my current bender. I'm gonna wring it out. So, I mean, we are cleaning the hair, so you are gonna see some cloudiness in the water, but it's not swamp water. Shop my vendor list. Information will be in the description, period. So before you shop for a $20, $50 vendor list, or just find a vendor on your own, before you purchase $2,000 worth of inventory, test the hair out first and make sure that it's not bound to tangle and have frizz and just going in different directions. Look at all that static. Now, I do understand that these are two different textures of hair, but you can just see that this hair is prone to tangle. That clarifying shampoo is going to strip this hair of everything and show you exactly what it is with the hair. And as you can see, this was the shedding that I received from sample A. You can see, even though it's two totally different textures of hair, you see how everything is aligned. You got a little bit of frizz right there. Sorry, that's my nail. A little bit of frizz, but everything is all going in pretty much one direction. When I spread the hair, look, a lot more smooth. Look at that. I will have my website down below in the description. I'm back with my products. So this shampoo and conditioner by OGX, and as you know, this is very easy to purchase. This is sold at, bring me my lighting back. This is sold at like Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target. Very accessible, and it's the Hydrate and Repair Argan Oil of Morocco. So basically, like, just to keep the hair hydrated, use like a hydrating shampoo and conditioner. And I started doing like my own research and realizing that in general, I noticed that raw Vietnamese hair likes anything, any type of hair care products that have argan oil in it. But I tried to use like shampoo and conditioners that I used to use on my virgin hair, which were, yes, hydrating, but more like thicker, have like heavier oils in the shampoo and conditioner. And one thing that you guys don't think about, I say you guys, I'm talking about people that aren't truly knowledgeable about hair. Some of y'all love hair, you love the aesthetic of it, you love the arrogant taste, styles, looks, and trends. But to be honest, like, I went to Paul Mitchell Cosmetology. Like, I'm an entire cosmetologist, and I'm not like throwing no shade on anyone out here that does hair, sells hair, and didn't go to cosmetology school. I have a friend that did not go to cosmetology school, and you would never know. Like, that girl can do some hair, has a successful wig brand and everything. So I'm not knocking that, but she's very knowledgeable and took the time to actually teach herself and learn and become knowledgeable on different things when it comes to hair. So that's why it's okay. But some of y'all want to sell hair, do hair, and I could just tell the way you message me, the way you DM me, the way you get upset when like the vendor doesn't understand what you're saying, or the hair isn't reacting how you want, or customers order hair from me and then try to say like they don't like the hair's not acting right, and this is their first time wearing raw hair. Like, once you go to raw hair, you're not gonna wanna go back to virgin hair. So if all you've worn your whole entire life, no shade, no shade, no shade with it, is AliExpress hair, and then you purchase some raw hair, and then you come and say that you don't like the raw hair, you ain't doing something right. Cause that's not even like what are you, like what? What? You're not doing something right. So, shampoo and conditioner. Raw Vietnamese hair does not like product. It is not like any oils. You have to think, it's not even about really knowing hair. Think about just, I don't think y'all think about it sometimes that this is hair coming from actual human beings. Like, you have to think of their culture and their hair texture. So when you think of European women, when you think of Asian women, Hispanic women, anyone that has like fine textured hair, they wash their hair almost every single day. When they go to the gym, they wash their hair. Like, just because every 2 days, every 3 days, they wash their hair. Now us as African American women wearing this other origin hair, the whole purpose is like, we don't have to wash our hair every day. Another culture will probably think that's the most disgusting thing in the world, but our hair actually thrives more when it's not washed. It will dry out. We can't wash our hair every single day. But you have to keep in mind when you're wearing other people's origin of hair, because it's not just something that was made in a factory. This was somebody else's hair, truly. They wash their hair frequently. So this is not hair where you can go to the gym every single day and not wash your hair. And like when the hair just starts cutting up on you and just gets angry and starts tangling and getting crazy and matting, it's because you're going to the gym and the gym is putting oils in your hair and it's weighing the hair down. Like, that's nasty in their hair. It makes the hair stringy. Your raw Vietnamese hair, if you want to see that hair cut up, okay, have some oil, some sweat, and just all of that in the hair. It will get really piecey and it will turn into like something else. Like, she get real sassy. Okay, so I had to learn that the hard way. So this shampoo and conditioner is really light, and then I also use dry shampoo. So as African American women, I feel like we don't really know too much about dry shampoo. This is something that would never make its way into my natural hair. But when it comes to raw Vietnamese hair, dry shampoo is something that you want to keep on you. This was the first one I ever purchased. I had just purchased one, and this was something I had to realize on my own. Just really, like, you have to really sample this hair. Don't just buy a big bulk of hair. Sample the hair and learn the hair if you want to sell the hair, or if you really only want to wear this hair. Like, be knowledgeable in your craft, your trade. So I realized that anytime that I was putting like oils in it, because you know, with like Chinese version hair, you gotta put all types of oils in it and stuff like that, like, or it's not gonna hold a curl. It's not gonna curl for you. Like, so I was doing that, and then the hair was just getting piecey. It wasn't flowing. It wasn't just like gone in a wind fabulous. Like, I'm like, what's really going on? So then I had to think about it, like, whose hair I'm wearing. You get what I'm saying? And so women that have very fine textured hair, if they can't wash their hair every day, because honestly I'm not about to wash my wig every single day, then you would use dry shampoo, which essentially does the same thing as washing hair. It's going to dry out any oils, any sweat, anything like that in the hair. You just like spray it in the hair. I'm not gonna spray it, but I would just like lift the hair, spray it like this, and then you take a brush and just brush it through. And when I tell you, like, you'll see the stringiness like immediately go away, and it just goes back to being that silky, shiny, nice, just like rich bitch shit. So yeah, those are the shampoos that you need. So hopefully you can see that, but this is the Sebastian Shaper Spray, and this hairspray is very lightweight. It's really good for melting your lace, closures, frontals, and it's just a really good hairspray that is not very crunchy. I sprayed my hair like 3 different times with this shampoo, and this is like 613 hair from my raw hair vendor, and as you can see, like, I can easily run my fingers through, and I like sprayed my hair, and I'll spray it again. Like, it doesn't get crunchy, and if it does like get crunchy, all you have to do is what I just did, like brush through it, and then like it gets soft again. Like, the hair is really soft. It's been sprayed with all kinds of hairspray. Well, not all kinds of hairspray, this hairspray. So those are all that I'm sorry, that's not all that I use. Did I not bring the oil out here? Hold on, y'all. So I found this at like Walmart or Target, but the brand is called Heritage. I know for a fact it's at Walmart, but I want to say that it's at Target as well. But this is the Heritage Smooth It Over with Argan Oil. Like I say, this hair loves argan oil, and it's sulfate free, paraben free, gluten free, mineral oil free, vegan, all that extra stuff that I feel like helps weigh the hair down. But it's very, very lightweight. This literally says on the back, our argan oil is a lightweight formula that is perfect for conditioning, styling, and finishing your hair. Literally just one pump, okay? And when I have extra, I rub this on my skin. It smells good. I also have like her dryer. She has some nice products, but basically Whenever I have like raw hair that's like the natural brown black, it hasn't had like any color to it or anything like that, I don't even put the oil in it. I don't put no product in my hair. Like I said, unless it's the hairspray, if I do some curls or anything like that, but if it's the natural color, I don't even put the oil in it. I've only started using the oil for this 613 hair that my vendor sent me because anytime, like I said, this is someone's real hair, came from real individuals. Anytime that you lift 613 hair, of course, it loses its ability to retain moisture. It dries the hair out, bleach dries the hair out. So therefore, I noticed when I tried to curl this hair with no product in it, go the no product route, my curls, it didn't want to curl. Like I literally would wrap the hair around the curler and then let it go, and it'd have like a bump to it, but it wasn't doing the actual curl that I was looking to achieve. So I was just like, okay, hair is not retaining the moisture because they did lift it to a blonde for me, and I'll try to show you on the screen what it looked like originally. Why does raw hair have a longer processing time? Raw hair takes a long time for them to process your order. It is usually a typical time frame of about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, really 2.5 weeks to a month for your order to be made. It could be just 4 bundles. Like this hairstyle right here, this was 3 bundles in a closure. It took 3 weeks for this to be like shipped out, and then once they ship it, they all typically, like, they know because it takes so long, they invest in sending it to you within like 2 to 3 days. Once it is ready, it takes no time for you to receive it in the mail, but as far as processing, it takes about 3 to 4 weeks. So when it comes to pre-ordering, like you want to start up a business selling raw hair, doing pre-orders where you don't actually have the inventory, you purchase once your customer makes the purchase on your website, or should I do just a bulk of inventory? Well, when it comes to doing pre-orders, obviously that's when you're gonna have to deal with the hassle of customers harassing you. Where's my order? Where's my order? Some of them, like, they don't read the terms and conditions, they don't be reading the description, or they act like, I can't see, I'm blind. Like, they saw the shit and they ordered anyway still, when you clearly said it's gonna take 14 to 21 days of processing, and they still ordered because they saw your marketing, they saw your TikTok, your reels of the hair, your hair's bust down, 30-inch middle part slanging, glistening, shining in the sun, and it was like, yeah, I want that, and they pulled it and grabbed it and put it in their carts. And then now you're working off of pre-orders, and when the true 20 days, like, they probably wait like 2 weeks, and then after 2 weeks it's like, oh, it's my birthday, it's an event, where's my hair, where's my hair, where's my hair, where's my hair? Like, you need to hurry up, like, I need my hair, I need my hair. And then, like, now you look unprofessional trying to explain, well, like, I don't actually have the product, I'm waiting for it from the vendor. And even if this was all on your website, pre-orders, this, that, and the third, it just kind of comes off unprofessional, and just kind of seems like, oh, I'm buying hair from somebody that didn't even have a product. Like, I could have did that myself. So yeah, I would say that raw hair, I've learned, is better for you to just purchase the inventory on hand. And that's why raw hair, a lot of y'all are purchasing my vendor list more so for the raw hair than the virgin hair. But I put the virgin hair vendor in there because what some of y'all are gonna realize when you go and you get the vendor list for raw hair is you're gonna realize, one, the hair is very, very expensive. It's expensive for you to purchase it. Like, what some people are paying retail price for hair is how much you're going to be paying for raw hair. And then on top of that, you gotta add your profit and sell this product. So when you're selling raw hair, this is like you're gonna have to sell this hair for $600, $700, $500, $600, $700, $800, down there $1,000. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I'm very, very serious. Like, you're gonna go and try to get some quotes on like how much for the hair, and they're gonna be telling you like $385, $420. They might tell you a wig is $500 for you. For you, the entrepreneur. So if you know what I'm saying, I don't know how much you want to add profit on top of that, but yeah, it adds up. So raw hair is not like, oh, I just decided I want to start selling hair today. I just woke up today and decided I want to start selling hair, and I'm gonna just jump to raw hair. Like, no, baby, you got to put your foot in like the rest of us. You really need to start off with virgin hair first, or maybe like the raw hair vendor single drawn hair, the cheapest. Like, you need to start off small, and you need to learn the art of marketing and really growing your clientele, and you know for a fact people are purchasing, because raw hair is best to actually just buy in bulk. Order like 50 bundles, 40 bundles, you know what I'm saying, 10 wigs at once. Wait that month for them to do the process, and your customer don't even know anything about that. And then once you get your inventory, when people order, you actually have the inventory and you ship it off. But it's expensive to do that, and also, you know, there is like a waiting time. Just had an issue recently where I tried to do some raw hair pre-ordered wigs, and customers were acting like they didn't see the processing time on the site, and were just like harassing me, double messaging me, hitting me up on Instagram, hitting me up on my website, emailing me every single day, where's my order, where's my order, where's my order, and I will refund you before I have an anxiety attack. That's one thing about it. Respectfully, appreciate you for supporting me, shopping with me, but that was not a good move, and I realized that. And I was like, moving forward, I'm not about to sell a wig or anything like that unless it's on hand, so I could just package it up and give my customer the best experience possible, and not be out here looking unprofessional, out here looking crazy. You get what I'm saying? So yes, if you have never started hair business, never sold hair a day in your life, I suggest starting off with a raw hair vendor. But if you've been selling hair, you've been working behind the chair, and now you want to sell hair, you already have clientele that will purchase and be on board with anything that you have to say. And as a stylist, you have the money to save up, or you have like, you know, you're able to maybe get like a small loan for like $1,500, $2,000, get your first bulk of inventory. You can get a good amount of inventory for like $2,000, $2,500. Maybe save that up and then just go ahead and buy your inventory in bulk. Also, never, ever, 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 ever in your life, purchase. I don't care if you purchase from my vendor list or what. Just because I like it, it may not be something that you like. Order a sample for it first. Order like a wig, or order, you know, 3 bundles and a closure. Order a closure, a frontal, and some bundles, and sample the hair, test the hair, do some test strips on it. If a vendor tells you their hair doesn't lift past 27, which is like a brown, essentially a honey blonde, it's not really raw hair. So if they tell you that it does, and then you get your natural brown black hair and you start doing test strips and it's not lifting to 613, it's not lifting past 27, you do the test that I showed you guys and it's not passing clarifying shampoo test, things like that, then you know, like, I'm not gonna spend $2,000, $2,500 with them. Like, it didn't even pass my samples. Buy a wig and wear that wig for a month, 2 months, do multiple installs. Like, so when people come to you and they're like, oh, the hair is not working for me, it's tangling, this, that, and the third, I know to ask my clients, like, do you go to the gym? Yeah, I go to the gym. Okay, how often do you go to the gym? I go to the gym every day. How often have you been washing the wig? I haven't washed the wig. So it's not me. It's not that my hair is not good, baby. Like, now I know that I need to educate you, but I've tested the hair to know the different products that works with it, what the hair doesn't like, different things like that, because your customers don't know about hair. Some of y'all that want to sell hair don't know about hair. Like I said, no shade with it, no shade with it. You gotta really know about hair and really be knowledgeable in the type of hair that you're trying to sell. Last but not least was why is pricing so high? Pricing is so high because it's a top grade, high quality hair. It is the designer of hair. So you have to understand, if you want to be the Chanel of the hair industry, you're going to have Chanel marketing. You're going to have that clientele already coming in. Like, you can't just want to sell Chanel and think that you're going to do the bare minimum of marketing. You're going to barely show up on your social media platforms. You can't want to sell Chanel and think or give up when nobody is purchasing or very few people are purchasing. Most people can't afford raw Vietnamese hair. Most people that want to sell raw Vietnamese hair can't even afford to purchase the inventory. It's very expensive hair. So it's just like I said, but you have a lot of people out here that's rocking Chanel. You have a lot of people out here that's rocking Fendi. If you can afford it, you can afford it. There's people out here that can afford it, but you have to find that demographic, and it's not necessarily going to be easy because it's expensive. But once you find your demographic, it's lit, it's up there. So if you're really passionate about high quality hair and that's what you want to sell, you can. Like I said, if you've never sold hair before and you're just stuck on, I want to sell raw Vietnamese hair, you can. I'm not saying that you can't. Just know that it's going to be harder to get it out there. and to sell it because it's more expensive. You gotta come hard with your marketing. Like, you gotta show up to your Zoom meetings every day. You gotta show up to your Zoom meetings every morning. You know what I'm saying? So I've done it, I've sold it. I've sold $600 wigs, $700 wigs. I've had $900 orders. It can be done. And then I've also had where I've purchased raw hair inventory and it just took like weeks to get the inventory off of me because I understand everyone can't afford it. So it's also really good to have a website where you have like, you sell virgin hair and raw hair. So maybe like your raw hair is the inventory that you purchase on hand, but your virgin hair you could do like on pre-order, because usually in China they flip hair a lot quicker because they have large warehouses, and it's more so about like they have like hundreds of people working for, I don't know if it's hundreds of people, but they have a lot of people working for them, and it's all about flipping it and getting it off at a budget. And then with raw hair, they have more so like smaller families. It could be like your vendor could be like a family of like 8 people, 10 people, 20 people. It's smaller, it's more intimate. They're not rushing for nobody. They're all about quality control, and they're not, you can harass them all you want, they're not rushing for nothing. And that's why the quality shows. Yeah. I hope that this video really helped you guys. If you guys have any additional questions, leave them down below in the comments and I will try to answer those and get to those for you guys. I really appreciate any and everyone that has purchased my vendor list. Like, I'm so appreciative for anyone that just trusted me to purchase something that is not like a product that's actually being mailed to you, like it's an ebook. Like, anyone that trusts in my mentorship and my knowledge and my passion for this craft of mine, this business, this trade. I'm truly forever grateful. Vendors are noticing the influence and the impact that I'm having in my industry, and you know, they want a spotlight, they want a piece of it. So anytime someone asks for like a sponsor placement, that's going to be like towards the bottom of the ebook, and it will be highlighted. This is not like my actual vendor, this is like a bonus vendor if you want to check them out. But my vendors, virgin hair, raw hair, would be at the top and would be like, you'll know. My 2 vendors will always be in the ebook regardless, so make sure you check that out down below in the description. And I hope you guys stay tuned for more lifestyle content as I transition my channel, and I want to be more consistent and show up for you guys more, so I hope you guys can appreciate that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye babes.